And now we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still following up with our segments, and of course, we're still talking about the grandeur of the majesty and the history of our civilization here in Egypt and the Grand Egyptian Museum. I'm now so delighted to be accompanied by Mr. Salah Hedayet, the tourism expert. First of all, I would like to welcome you on Nile Cruise.
Yes, welcome. How are you doing?
Well, of course, you've been witnessing the Grand Egyptian Museum and the ceremony and all this dazzling, spectacular performance, the spectacular of the architect of the gem. How do you see this can impose again and position more Egypt abroad?
Okay, from beginning, the idea of the museum started maybe before 22 years or 23 years ago, and then at 22 they start to use chooses after a world competition. The Irish architect company, they won the competition and they choose them design for the museum. The idea first, it looked like we have now building like a fourth pyramid. So during the ceremony we acting like if we have a light line to between the three pyramids, it will be reaching for the location of the museum. And also the design of the museum is located or look like a pyramid, if we get an aerial photo. So to be completing the idea, because we just far 2 kilometers from the Great Pyramids in Giza.
Well, you said something very important. This is a fourth pyramid, of course, and it's the majesty also is about it is that it's close to Giza pyramids, and the architect, the whole thing, and the Ramses II welcoming all the visitors. It's not just that. There's lots of antiquities that is going to be displayed for the first time also.
Exactly. We're going to start first from welcoming by King Ramses II, but before that we have the first hanging obelisk. It's located in front of the museum. It's the first obelisk over the world to be hanging. After we discover the cartouche or the name of King Ramses II on the base of the obelisk. And then once we enter the museum, we find the King Ramses II, the greatest king in our history. He welcoming our guests, and then we're going to see the rest of the museum. Started first by the 13th statue of King Sosir I, and then going for the great corridor for reaching to the entrance of Tutankhamun chamber, and then reaching to the great hall or the great gallery, which consists of 12 galleries or 12 halls to give a story or the storyline of our history since the pre-dynastic period or prehistoric period, then reaching for the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, until the Greek and Roman era in our history.
So they also, what's dazzling about the museum is not just one of the kind, it's the first in the history to be built for only one civilization, but it's the storytelling, it's the display of the artifact itself.
Yep, we are so distinguished civilization in Egypt. We are not the only civilization in the world, yeah, sure, but our civilization is so special because our civilization or our culture, it's a different layers of civilizations. So we have the main layer, it's the ancient Egyptian, then reaching for the Greek and Roman, then to the Islamic, then to or between first the Christianity or the Byzantine eras, then the Arabs eras and Ottomans, and the new modern history, and now we are building the new republic or second republic in our history. So all these eras we are make our histories more like more diversity in our history. So we started for the Great Gallery by the kings welcome our guests, then reaching for the divine image of gods, then the divine building, then the sarcophagus. It's a storyline depends on how our ancient Egyptian civilization depends on. Our civilization is not just a pyramid or not like some people thought that it's just stones civilization. No, look for the ideas behind, look for the architect, look for the engineering, look for the intelligent person to put a design to build a building still stand for more than 4,000 years. Even the statues, it will give us an idea about the civilization of Egypt, how the kings show the glory for them country, how it makes them people feel proud about them kings. And until now we still feel proud of that, so I think they reached their goal successfully.
So it's what about also significant about the museum is like a cultural hub. It has everything inside. It do have like children areas, restaurants areas to facilitate for visitors if they want to have something, and also handmade shops and artifacts shops that they will have some souvenirs from all the same place. So each one from the family, each member is gonna enjoy his day there.
Yeah, exactly. Because the idea of to building the museum, we're not going to build an ordinary museum. Like that's also made the museum in Egypt, the Grand Museum, very special, more than any other museums in the world. So if you compare between the Louvre Museum, British Museum, Metropolitan Museum as well, the most three famous museums in the world. Now our museum, it's be not just an equal, but it's a really strong competitive for them. So we talk about the culture hub. So it's just not just a museum to show artifacts. It have science lab. It have conference halls. So also have a lot of new technologies, maybe used first time in Egypt, like AI, like have like also the hologram shows. We made it before for Tutankhamun 2 years ago, and we're going to repeat again soon. Also, it give us a new experience to going to see how the our scientists or our archaeologists make the restoration for the boat of King Khufu. Over than 12,000 pieces going to be restored in front of the people for 3 years. Not just for opening one day, but for 3 years every day. All guests, all visitors coming to able to see how ancient Egyptian made a great boat before for King Khufu to helping him to cross from the Nile River or from life to death or from east to west, and then going to see how the Egyptian now, how they are intelligent and so clever today to make a restoration. Also we have an food court. Also we had an souvenirs shops. Also we have a child museum. So it's make many activities for children to go and also school trips. They're going to enjoy time there, how to know more about how building a pyramid. They have like Lego and some puzzles, or to going to use it to learn more about the civilization. So it's the word of just cultural hub. It's not enough for what we're going to have in the museum now.
You know, I've met up with Mr. Raisa Zidane, the head of the restoration and the conservation and transportation of the antiquities. I asked him what was the most, did you face any obstacles, but what was the most difficult thing that you did face? He was speaking about all the experts that they were helping up with the restoration. They said, no, this piece can be moved and all of that. If it's going to be moved, something bad will happen. But the Egyptian government was so keen to take the risk and do it with the confidence of her restoration people and the knights behind the scene to make this happen.
Yeah, exactly, because we have a great civilization, and we have now many layers and many years of experience. So we talk about the restoration starts in Egypt for more than 150 years. Once we start to have the idea to make specifications and then turn to put in the museum. So it took us the first museum built here. It's a Egyptian museum in Tahrir Square. It's opened at 1901, but the idea was before. It was before in Bulak, and then before also in Giza Palace, and then before that was in the citadel of Saladin, inside one of the storage rooms in the Muhammad Ali Palace, Jewel Palace. So the Egyptians have many experience and very well experienced and very clever to make a restoration. And Dr. Isa Zan, one of the top of them, not just in Egypt but all over the world. It's a very well known name in his science, and also he's so. I think Dr. Isa Zan, I just sent him a message a few days ago. You are so lucky because he's the last one to touch the Tutankhamun mosque. He moved it from the Tahrir Square to the Grand Museum, and he put it by himself inside the new place for Tutankhamun. So he's so lucky, by the way, not just a clever.
Well, since you are working in the tourism sector, of course, there's lots of developments that's been happening in this sector, and the keenness of attracting more tourism. It's not just about the museums, artifacts, historical places, but also it reaches the infrastructure and the hospitality tourism, hospitality sector. So it's all related together when it comes to joining, all entwining together for one cause.
Yep. Sure, for let's say for last 10 years we have a great progress in interaction. Sure, we make it the visit be more easier. So trying to avoid the traffic jams, with helping the tourists to be moving more easily than before, with a new network of routes we made, and now we make it everything we connected easier more than before. So for interaction routes network, so we first talk about if we're going to take the from Pyramid of Giza to the museum in Cairo, take at least 1 hour. Now became like 30 minutes or 20 minutes now. So it's helping the visitor to enjoy it more, not wasting his time in the traffic jam, and also to spend more time in the site. Also for the new project we made in Giza, pyramid area, to make the new hotels. We had many now built, and because now the plan of Egypt to the state of Egypt to receive more than 30 million tourists in a year, it will be in 2030, and now we're just reaching for 17 million, which is a great progress according to our numbers before. So the plan now to build more hotels, building more cruises also in Luxor and Aswan, and many resorts in Hurghada and Sharm el Sheikh as one of the top places for tourists during all the year, not just in summer, not just in winter. So also for let's talk about the capital Cairo. It's one of the main cities in Egypt. So also the interaction to make the facilities in the museums itself be more easier, to helping everyone to have new system, to like QR code gates to make them moving more faster, also to reduce the number or the mini or now how many minutes they spend in the each site. For like Giza pyramids, now we have the new system to be all the buses using inside there's green buses, to electric buses. Depend on the hub on hub off system to make the visit be more less time and make the tourists be more free to move inside the area. Also we have now the Grand Egyptian Museum, and we talk about that, and also we have the Namek Museum which opened 4 years ago, and we are so soon, maybe next year, we're going to open a new museum as well, but this time not in Cairo. It will be in Minya government. It's the Aton Museum, which will talk about the era of King Akhenaten, and also to show the importance of Armenia government, because Armenia government is one of the, in my opinion, one of the hidden gems in Egypt. Have many important sites, especially one of the tomb called the Khnum Hatab II. It's documented when the Hyksos entered Egypt, so it's really important as a historical tomb.
Well, Mr. Salah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the hospitality sector and the hotel sector, since maybe more than 15 years, we haven't seen that numbers of rates and this full capacity in all the hotels, and coming especially for either to enjoy the weather in this timing, of course, which is Egypt is famous for. You can be here, you can be in Aswan, you can be in Luxor, you can be in the Red Sea. So all those attractions also can be an addition into the tourism sector.
Well, first, it's for last 15 years, Egypt had make a new program to make first open more institution and the universities for tourism service like hospitality or tourism guidance or also tourism studies, to get now very well educated person to helping in the hospitality industry. So if we say it as a tourism depends on museum, depends on historical site, we talk about just about like 30% or 40%, but it all depends on the hotels and how the hospitality is again. To find a new and very good accommodation, very nice crews, very nice welcoming people from the reception until the housekeeping. So for everyone, he depends on everything depends on them. So now we are make sure everyone going to work in hotels now or going to work in hospitality industry, they're going to be very well educated, very well known about their job, about the job description and what you have to do, and how to welcoming the guest from beginning, from once he arrived until he for his departure. Also now the rate of the hotels in Egypt became more higher. So if we talk about before we have like 30 or 40% of hotels have 5 stars, now became more, raising more this number. Also resorts now in Hurghada and Sharm el Sheikh. As a tour guide, I go there with my guests. All my guests now it's great if we find this hotel. Also about the price of the night per night and the service they get, it be now very grateful for what Egypt offer for them. And also let's say before 15 years, if we talk about the rate of one night, it's not we can't compare about the right price now, because now we give the service, and it's not fair enough to find hotels in Egypt in a very low rate if we compare between any other places around. But now about the service we give it, about the service, about the even for furniture of the rooms be now very well very well made, and also the staff will be very well educated.
Well, I always look at people who works in the tourism sector as ambassadors for Egypt. So I think before the opening and after the opening is something else. I think you will have lots of questions, not just about the gem, but also about the destinations. Sometimes you give advices to tourists. What do you tell them? Where to go? How do you can guide them to a full trip with lots of entertainment, culture, heritage, historical places, and all of that?
Okay, as a tour guide, we're not just going to work as tour guide, people going to give the information for our guests or guide them in the site, but we are real ambassador, because we give them not just information about our monuments, about our history, but it's a full experience to give it to them about our culture, about our cuisine, about our drinks, about our visits. How can they enjoy? Even you can walk in the, for example, from for downtown, and you can find a question about what's this nice building, why does this building look like European building. So we tell them. So to now we as a new infrastructure we have to make the facilities be more easier for people to go around, even to have a walk. So now we have a pattern on a new type of tours called city tour. To usual it's and we made outside Egypt they make it by bus, but here we make it by walk to enjoy the beauty of the downtown of Cairo, downtown of Alexandria. Also to have this walk and start to maybe to drink coffee, get like ice cream, get some sweets or desserts from our Egyptian used to have. So last August I have a group from England and they really enjoyed with the Egyptian sweets during the Mold Nabi, or they really enjoy that they never eat something like that. Also, we give them the full experience or full information about Egypt, and to make them encouraged to come more times, because usual the planned itineraries between 8 to 10 days, but to cover all of Egypt they need at least 21 days or 1 month. So now we encourage them to come back to Egypt. It's really important because we don't need the visit to just come to Egypt one time, but also we need to repeat his visit in Egypt.
Well, I think Egypt is nailing it internationally and in all and diverse sectors, especially tourism. And I can say that we got to congratulate our country for nailing it, for being the best, one of the best destinations with 2025, while the best hospitality when it comes to the nation, and lots more. I would like to thank you so much, Mr. Salah Hedayet, for your fruitful interview, and congratulations to all of us.
Yeah. Thanks for your invitation, and I really enjoyed. And congratulations for all Egyptian for the new Grand Museum. We are so proud to attend this moment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, of course, we wish all the best for Egypt, and we want to congratulate everyone and all the Egyptians for this national pride and for the inauguration of a new era engraved in the history of Egypt. I would like to thank you so much, Mr. Salah Hidayat, the tourism expert. I would like to thank you so much for your time.